Cosmetic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's yours truly, of course. It's not too much going on in the news, so I think today is going to be a short show. But listen, I know I promised y'all I'll be back on Friday, but it was storming like hell. They had worked me like a dog at my 9 to 5, and I just wasn't in the mood. I laid in the bed. I ate fried chicken from my local grocery store deli section, and I watched Girl 6, honey. Listen. And I ate a box of apple turnovers. I was chilling, but listen, it's Saturday. We've got a whole lot. Well, not a whole lot, but we've got some things to discuss. First, I want to start off with, listen, all the naysayers can shut the hell up. Barack and Michelle Obama have officially endorsed Kamala Harris. A lot of people were speculating and saying that, oh, Obama is not going to back her. It's what are they waiting for? Well, the Obamas, the king and queen can do things on their time, darling. Our forever president and first lady. Kamala Harris also wasted no time with getting her campaign visuals together. She has just debuted her first, I believe this is her first campaign commercial. This is just a part of it. She also got an endorsement from the Queen Bee herself, Miss Beyonce, who signed off rights to her song Freedom. I believe that was from the Lemonade album, I believe, for Kamala Harris to use in her latest campaign. So, listen, I have been talking until I have turned blue in the face about the importance of this election and the importance of standing behind Kamala Harris for the time being. Whatever we don't like about Kamala, we can address that after this mission is accomplished. Until then, I don't want to hear anything else. Now, listen. She also got a $7 million endorsement from Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings. I don't have this in my notes, but I remember it off the top of the dome. White women have gotten together the way black women, gays, and black men have gotten together to show their support. And I want to say it was like $8 million raised in 24 hours, I believe. It's so many numbers being thrown around. But listen, Trump, you need to be somewhere nervous, boo-boo. You need to be somewhere nervous, boo-boo. And here's the thing. I honestly believe that the majority of Americans, listen, Trump is going to have his Trumpers. They can't be swayed. They're not going to change their mind. But there is a larger group that is stuck in the middle. And to me, in my personal opinion, upon my research and what I've been seeing, that larger subset group of people that are straddling the fence in the middle, they're swaying more towards Kamala. I mean, the Republican Party has not told us not one thing that they plan on doing besides making America great again. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, and Project 2025, which has middle-class white America shaking in their boots, honey. And they're not having it. I do understand Kamala Harris did face some backlash. Well, our entire government, the entire Democratic side of government faced backlash for their stance on Israel and Palestine, and also the standing ovation that was given to war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu. He visited, America this week, and Kamala, the people weren't too happy with your stance on Israel, and y'all let in Benjamin Netanyahu come and visit, and just giving him all kinds. I'm not trying to say that they were like, oh, Benjamin Netanyahu, but this man is a known war criminal. He's a dictator and a war criminal, and people, Kamala, people are looking at you a little sideways. I get that. But we have to focus on the bigger picture. Right now, it's to get her in office, and then it's to get her to do what we need her to do. Because essentially, every branch of government works for the citizens. I know it seems like it's the opposite, but that's only because us, the citizens, us, the voters, have let it get there. They work for us. So we need to start acting like it. But listen, I don't want to hear any Kamala Harris slander, especially when the Republicans can't get their shit together. What other option do we have? Look at it. If you don't like Kamala Harris and you don't want to, and you refuse to do the research, look at it that way. What other option do you have? Speaking of the Republicans, Trump is definitely trying to eat his way out of debating Kamala, which is very telling. I really do think, and I've been hearing, his campaign is structured around beating sleepy Joe Biden, old ass Joe Biden, even though Donald Trump is only like 3 or 4 years younger than him. He shook. He's gone back to race baiting, fear mongering. I just saw him speaking, a couple of days ago, I think it was yesterday, calling her a bum. And I'm going to tell you something. People are tired of it. It was cute the last 7 years or however many years you've been in this so-called farce of a political career, but it's not going to work this time. People, we are in a dire strain in this country to figure out what is the next step, no matter what side you're on, Republican or Democrat, independent, whatever. Everybody who is paying their money to you all wants to know one thing. What are you going to do for us? And Donald Trump has not said that anything about that, not one time. Kamala out of the gate is telling you exactly what she wants to do. And I've also seen her like, listen, what is it that y'all want from me? What is it that the people want from me? I'm here for you, which also made me like her again even more. My tits look so lopsided in this thing. I don't know. I've never worn this top. Are my tits lopsided? Maybe the camera is just lopsided. I don't know. Anyway, I really like this top. I think the camera's just lopsided. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I'm not going to debate her unless she goes on Fox News. Kamala said, bitch, name the time and name the place. I'm ready. And he's still trying to eat his way out of doing what he needs to do. And all this talk about her being a DEI hire and all of that, Trump, what qualifies you to be president? What qualifications do you have, my love? My pus-filled love? What qualifications do you have? It's like, instead of worrying about Kamala Harris and what she's doing, tell your base and the people that you are trying to swing on your side what you're going to do for them. All that other shit, she's a bum, she's a hoe, her edges aren't there, her lips are too big, I don't like the way she laughs, I don't like the way she laughs. And you motherfuckers still want to go out there and vote for this man. To give you even more proof of how in shambles the Republican Party is with their campaign, in comes J.D. Vance. Honey. So I already talked about this. This is Trump's choice for vice president. I think he's in the middle of trying to switch him out because all these sound bites of him basically holding Trump accountable are resurfacing, and Trump doesn't like to be held accountable. And you know, the fact that he chose JD Vance, if that's not a sign that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, that he doesn't even take time to do his research, because how the fuck you pick somebody that don't even like you? Does that not, and again, now that he's the older of the two candidates, I'm a little worried about his mental health. When you are a president and you are picking your vice, you have to run through each choice with a fine-tooth comb, correct? So how did this slip through the cracks? This is more proof that this man is not fit to even run a cash register, let alone the motherfucking country. Speaking of JD Vance, he faced some backlash for making comments about, just take a look at the video.
Saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Republicans, stop using children as a punchline for your campaign. Until you drop the NRA from a contributing donor to y'all's campaign, y'all cannot say nothing about these kids anymore. And that's just real talk. I'm not surprised by it. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, this is what they do. This is what the Republicans do. And he also, I'm not even going to show the next video, but he doubled down on his statements. He said, I'm sorry, but it's true. They're old cat ladies. Old cat ladies. Is that even a read? Is it even a read? Come on. Let us not let this rhetoric distract us from what we're here for the second time. Because I believe this is why Hillary won. Hillary lost, because we were so like, can you believe he said that? Okay, we know the Republican Trump playbook by now. Don't let this, girl, please. This man probably didn't even graduate high school on his own. He's from Ohio. He's an idiot. Come on. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. So, fashion is taking over the Paris Olympics, honey. And I was like, listen, I'm a doll. I really don't give a fuck about sports. Like, I love to see when my people, they do their thing. They win the gold medals and the Super Bowl rings and all that. But I'm not sitting there watching it. Now, I might watch a little football if Dak Prescott is playing. Ooh. But other than that, like, I'm not sitting down watching the Olympics. Everything kicked off on Thursday night in Paris for the Olympics with a prelude party hosted by Louis Vuitton, which was crawling with celebrities. Spike Lee, Serena Williams, Zendaya looked absolutely stunning in this black custom Louis Vuitton gown. We see La Roche in the background. Who else was there? Oh, Tyla did a surprise performance. I thought she looked cute. Listen, there was some scuttlebutt about her saying that she wasn't black and all of that, but you already know how that go with some of them girls. She looked great. She had the microphone up to the people in the audience and they were singing. Everybody looked like they have a good time. A lot of the fashion bloggers online, though, were like talking about how they looked and judging them. Listen, this is not a red carpet event per se. Yes, the press was there, but these celebrities, they're just there to have a good fucking time. I really could care less what the fuck they're wearing while they're attending a party. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It was kind of like a yard party. Like, hey y'all, let's get it. Let's take a couple tokes, hit the hookah, and drink a couple of lychee martinis before the festivities tomorrow. It was kind of like a opening gathering. So I don't know why everybody was so like, listen, these are regular people. They're not going to be on point all the time, because a lot of you bitches are on point never of the time. So I mean, give them a break. Anyway. After that, the following day was the opening ceremony. We saw Lady Gaga, Dior, really, with all the backlash that they're facing over these, these sweatshop conditions and, the inflation prices of their bags and stuff. I'm surprised that they had them all over the place, but it's Paris. And what's more Paris than Dior? Lady Gaga was wearing this custom Dior look, which I loved. It was a bodysuit style 4 different ways throughout the performance. Lady Gaga is, she came out as a pop star, but she has definitely proven herself to be, I would love to see her on Broadway. The theatrics of her performances and all that she puts into it, it was definitely giving classic, Parisian performance and artisticness and all of that. So I like that. Also performing was my girl Ayana. I can never get her last name right. Hold on. Ayana Kamura, who looks stunning in this all gold Dior look. I didn't like the strappy sandals though. I thought they could have gave her some heels, but maybe she didn't feel comfortable in the heels. Or maybe she was just trying to give off that full Xena, gladiator effect. I'm not quite sure, but she looks stunning. I wasn't crazy about the hair either, Ayana. The blonde, it was just too blonde, but she's stunning nonetheless. Also Snoop Dogg and Pharrell were torch carriers, and also we see LeBron James in the boat on the river there with Team USA. So everybody's there. Everybody's getting ready for the festivities. Also, Queen Mother herself, Beyonce, has touched down. She posted these pictures on her social media looking ever so gorgeous in this USA bodysuit. She's also in this look, just trotting around town in Paris, honey, waiting for the games to begin. Also during the opening, we saw, let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna leave my girl Serena alone, because she is definitely serving in this Dolce & Gabbana look, honey. It's giving everything I needed to give. Face, hair, body, everything. Okay, so lay off Serena. She's been giving it her all. Okay, she's been giving it her all like Mariah. Okay, so that's all I have for the Olympics, guys. I'm not a sportsnista. Like, I really don't. I could care less. You know what I mean? Like, I hope Sha'Carri Richardson wins. I hope LeBron brings home a medal. The usual shit. Also there was Jill Biden. I was so shocked to see Jill Biden there. Our current first lady. She looked amazing, by the way. Jill, what are you doing, girl? You look real good, honey. Jill been sitting in the cut. She said, my man just retired. I'm going to the French Riviera, darling, for the Olympics. Anyway. All right, so I only have 2 more stories left. Listen, it's Saturday night. People is outside, and I'm about to be outside, too, as soon as I deliver these stories to y'all. Anyway. So I wanted to talk about this video clip that was circulating online of rapper Dream Doll on the ZZ Mills podcast. And she's basically talking about, let me pull it up on my tab. I'm doing everything by the tablet there, y'all. I'm trying. So it's a clip of her online, circulating online, regretting her plastic surgery. Take a look.
I was working in that environment. It was like, it kind of made me want to do it. And
when
then
you felt the pressure?
Yeah, but it's like I went and got surgery, and I'm like want to transition back to my natural body. Like,
oh, what now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's going out of fashion?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like natural bodies are more and slim thick. I feel like that is like what's in right now.
But so naturally, are you you're slim, thick, right?
Nasata, no at all.
That's me. that is me. That I was gonna say that was me.
I wish I could have like my A cups back, like so bad, but it's just.
But why though?
Cause I miss little boobs. They be hurting your back and stuff.
What? But do you feel also that with your body you are overly sexualized?
Yes, sometimes. But also, it's just like nothing fits.
Oh,
like
okay.
all my stuff has to be custom tailored. It's a lot of maintenance. I'm tired.
So I was looking at the comments, of course, and people were really coming after her. Now, let me say this about Dream Doll. Aside from the reality TV show drama, I think she's one of the most talented female MCs out. And she doesn't get her just due. I will say that about her. But also, just the hate that she was getting for being honest. Like, y'all want women to be real about stuff, and then when they are, you pick them apart for it. I completely understood where she was coming from. Right now, I'm in the middle of my transition, and I'm kind of struggling with what surgeries I want, what surgeries I don't want. And the conversation comes up a lot about me getting a BBL. I don't have the biggest ass. But then I look at people like Jill Marie Jones, who played Tony Childs on Girlfriends. I look at Nia Long. I look at Mia Campbell, who used to be on In the House with LL Cool J. I look at Tatiana Ali and those girls, and none of those girls ever looked like that. Like, I even look at some of the older, women, like Sheree Whitfield, and I'm like, it's jarring to look at them, and then to look at like the women their age from back in the day, like Felicia Rashad. Like, the women, they just didn't look like that back then. And the women that I model myself after, Naomi Campbell, Jill Marie Jones, they didn't look like that. So, and I can understand, I mean, she was honest. She was like, the pressure, everybody was doing it. But if that's what you want to do, Dream Doll, I definitely think take the time, step away from the spotlight for a little while, and, get all that stuff out of you if that's what you want to do. I thought she was beautiful before. I remember her when she was on Bad Girls Club, and she's always been pretty. Like, it's no doubt she's a pretty girl. And I hate when girls get plastic surgery and then the other girls that hate because they can't afford it or they're too scared to step out and get it. Like, oh, girl, you wouldn't be out with all that surgery, girl. You fake. And it's like, but she was already pretty before that. I do see a shift in the times when it comes to like the BBL bodies and the culture and all that. And I look at some of the girls that got BBLs, and it really makes me not want to get one. Like, everything that I've been doing lately is just natural. I wear my corset at night to make sure my titties are perky and my stomach can get flat. I do my yoga, I do my Pilates sometimes. I try to eat well, There's things you could do to be naturally beautiful. You don't have to take the surgery out because it is dangerous and it is a risk. So, I don't know. I feel for her, though. And it's got to be difficult when you're in the shadow of so many. Like, she came way before a lot of these girls that are at the top of the charts, like Ice Spice and people like that. And, I'm sure she's like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do, whatever the record label tells me to do, whatever my management tells me to do. If this means I got to go get a BBL. And that's how a lot of these girls end up in these situations. It's sad, but it's true. But I do see a shift, especially like with people like Coi Leray when they're coming out and they're like this, And I think she's beautiful. Now, she reminds me of the girls back in the day. Scarlett reminds me of the girls back in the day. By the way, y'all ain't never tell me that Scarlett had bars like that. I can't think of the word, but I have been blowing Scarlett's music up. Give me this, give me that. We can shake it like that. I like her. She's like a female DMX. But anyway. But yeah, natural is back in. Natural is what's coming back. I see a lot of the girls that had their bodies done, and now all of a sudden, it's giving flatsy-tatsy, honey. So, yeah. Well, anyway. Listen. I want to talk about this story. It's been circulating online. It's about Miss Netta and Charles and Tia Kemp, aka Rick Ross's baby mother. And so Charles and Netta were on. Okay, so backpedal. Cause yeah, I'm trying to go to Bojangles before they close. So Charles and Netta appeared on the Aunties podcast. The Aunties podcast consists of and stars host Tokyo Tony, who is the mother of Black China, Tia Kemp, Rick Ross' baby mother, and the most infamous mother of them all, honey, Carlissa, who is the mother of rapper Blueface. And of course, it's on the Zeus Network. So I saw the clip circulating online of the interview or whatever, and it you know, I didn't watch the whole thing, but Tia Kemp really seemed to be like at Miss Netta and Charles' relationship, which we all know is a sham. We all know what it is, but I'll play the video in the background so you guys can listen to it while we talk. So later on, you can see Miss Netta. She was on her live a few days later, looking like Joe, and you know, her, Miss Netta and Tia Kemp ended up getting into it. Take a look. I'm just gonna show one. I'm just gonna show one. I'm not gonna show both because she really red hair for Phil.
Charles, don't you run for boys? Get your bloody booty ass over here, Charleston. Charleston, I want you too. Hey, Charleston, I want your pussy ass too. Shut your big size 15 feet wearing ass up. Charleston, get your other ass over here. Big fat, wanna have a six-pack ass.
Okay. That's about as much as I can stomach of that. So I bring this up because I know I told y'all I don't indulge over there, but every now and then it'll come across my feed. But I see everything that's circulating about Miss Netta. And this is, I think us in the LGBT community have realized what a lot of heterosexual people use us for. And then there's the group of us that haven't come to that realization yet. Miss Netta, I don't feel bad for you. You went on your live. You said you were talking about how you didn't like black women after this. You know, the black women were coming for you. And listen, black women, y'all would rather, a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you would rather put the spotlight on somebody like Miss Netta because Miss Netta doesn't look like me. Contrary to what a few people say, Miss Netta doesn't look like me. Miss Netta doesn't look like T.S. Madison. Miss Netta doesn't look like Angelica Ross. Miss Netta damn sure doesn't look like India Moore or Lena Bloom. Why does the black community keep throwing Netta around? Well, it's because it pushes a stereotype. It's an attempt to put trans women like me and others that I named in a box. And you have to realize that. And it didn't help your case, Miss Netta, that you went and, you know, shaded the LGBT community. You're not that girl. You're not that girl. And listen, those women that are on that podcast, there are a certain type of woman. Trash. I mean, I call the spade a spade over here. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. They're trash. They're black trash with a government collar. You know, mush meat eating, peanut butter cracker with souse meat eating type of chicks. I don't care how many times they get their titties done and their bodies done. They're ghetto trash. And usually when, you know, us as trans people and gay people encounter women like that, you know, it's usually not, and they'll sit there in your face and tell you, oh, I think you look cute. I like your lashes. You have to be able to pick up on that. And Miss Netta, if you were a little kinder to the LGBT community in the beginning, maybe you would have gotten schooled on that. So I don't feel bad for you. Now, what I will say is to those women, don't get mad when you get labeled as transphobic. If you want to keep on using people like Miss Netta and Sydney Starr as a prop to make the rest of us kind of look bad, Don't get mad when you are called out for being transphobic, because that's what it gives. That's exactly what it is. You're doing it to be like, see, look at them, look at them. I told you, and this is how all of them is. That's why you're doing it. So, but, you know, really the fault, it really lies with you, Miss Netta. I really think that you and Charles need to pack this whole shit up, to be honest. Just pack it up. You're grasping at straws. I even saw them on Funny Marco. Like, Funny Marco, you don't even like gay people. So why do you have Netta and Charles on your show? Oh, because you want to make a fool out of them. And Miss Netta, you look like a fool. You are a fool. You are a big fool. A big buffoon. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna need Charles and Netta to wrap this shit up. This is like the Catch Me Outside girl. Like, she's still relevant. Like, come on, let's wrap these motherfuckers up here. Come on, come on. Let's wrap it up. Anyway, guys, I'll be back Monday nights for another show. I'm gonna give you all the updates and fashion moments from all the Olympic activities and things, and whatever else comes up across my feed. Who knows? Anyway, I love you guys. That's today's show. Ciao.